Do you need to get another stream key from Substack? Stream key from Substack? I also did restart OBS, so I don't know if that messed something up there. I also did
You're,
restart OBS.
you're playing on YouTube.
There.
Why do you think that you have the right to silence me?
I always said that I don't want to be heard, I want to be felt. I don't want to make my mark, I want to make my dent.
I didn't realize at the time that I was actually one of the biggest activists and largest organizers of white nationalism and alt-right in the United States.
They are what is considered by most people sort of your button-up white supremacists, your suit and tie Nazis.
Arguably, what they spew, while it's hateful and deplorable, is political speech, and so therefore it's protected under the Constitution.
Pat, why are you letting the fascists down here? You've got us blocked off, but you're letting the fascists come and harass us? We want them out of here now, damn it, or we're coming over the fucking barrier.
I can't walk in fear, and we don't walk in fear, you know, and I thank God for that.
Honestly, I wanted to make sure that when I left this earth, there would be something left behind that was worth a damn.
4 bands, 9 songs, 1 good cause, and I even do spoken word on the thing. So head on over to OnePeoplesProject.com and get your copy of this important CD. Because bottom line, we all in right now.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? This is Daryle, Lamont, Jenkins, and this is a beautiful. This is a show. If you probably have not seen it because we have we're going wide with this one today, and that, for no apparent reason at all. We're just trying to branch out with everybody. I mean, everybody, for the most part, you've seen it on YouTube already. So we're broadcasting on YouTube right now. We're also broadcasting on the Idavox channel on Facebook, and unfortunately, we can't do Patreon again. We're still trying to make that happen. There's just a little bugs that that we all have to just basically fix. And Christian, introduce.
How we doing, Daryle? How we doing, Daryle? Yes, I'm Christian Perez. I'm on the One People's Project board. I'm the occasional co-host here, and I'm filling in for Beth, hoping she's doing okay out there, and I hope you're all doing okay out there as well. How you doing, Daryle? How has your week been?
Oh, don't answer that. Don't ask that question. Oh man. For those who don't know, I'm not home right now. I'm in Virginia. I'm in Arlington right now. Uh oh fuck. I can't tell everybody what's going on yet. And it drives me crazy when I tell you why I'm here and when I think about it. So if y'all don't mind, we're just gonna move it on.
No
But
problem.
I am here. It is it's not for a it's not pleasure at all. Um but um I will be talking more about it later sometime in the next couple, unfortunately. But
Definitely. Well, we send our love, Daryle. Everybody out there, we send our love, and everyone's pulling for you and they're pulling for your loved ones, no matter what the issue is. Please know
Yeah.
that.
Thank you. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. I really appreciate it. For those who know what the situation is, I want to thank y'all for all the support and all of that. Oh, by the way, I also want to say, for some stupid reason, Facebook told everybody that my birthday was um a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
Um, I like the fact that I share a birthday with George Clinton, and that is on July 22nd. I don't know why Facebook did that. So that's another thing, and that's a
I
slot
was one of
that.
the people. I was one of the people. It popped up that it was your birthday, and then when I actually clicked on your profile, it said that your birthday wasn't until July. But
Yeah,
it was
well,
a
I
lot of
fixed it.
people, a lot of like people we both know. Like that's I don't know. Somebody on social media loves you, Daryl. That's what happened. Somebody wanted you to get an early birthday gift.
Mess their blood, love them, love them, love them.
Yeah.
But sadly, we have to talk about people who don't love us, and uh, and that's where we shall begin. I guess. I mean, everybody right now was talking about the Pope and Trump and all of that. So
Mm.
let's start with that nonsense, and then just move on all to the other stuff. I'll
Yeah.
let you begin this one.
Yeah.
I
I
was
mean,
going to
so
look
like,
for some
and
video,
yeah.
but I can't. I don't know where to find video that's
Yeah,
worth
I
a
mean, so
damn.
let's start off. So the Pope, Pope Leo the 14th, he was born September 14th, 1955, as Robert Francis Prevost. He's the first Pope to have born in the United States. He's the first Pope with United States citizenship as well as Peruvian citizenship. He
Didn't
spent a
know
lot of
that.
time, yeah, he spent a lot of time in Peru as a bishop out there. He's bilingual in Spanish. I mean, he's not bilingual, he's multilingual. He speaks multiple languages, as most popes do. Um, so in recent days, he's denounced leaders like Donald Trump, like Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth. These are the people that try to manipulate religion for military purposes, whatever their little political profit is. The Pope was recently in Cameroon. He's on an African tour, and he denounced this warlike use of Christianity, which for those of us who are more critical of the Catholic Church, we might roll our eyes a little bit, but in the current context of things, I mean, I think it's welcome to have someone of the stature of the Pope criticizing the open warmongering of the Trump administration. This war in Iran is senseless, it's foolish, and it's costing us up to $1 billion a day.
Yeah, and I think that one of the things that's really jarring about all of this is that they decided, when Trump decided to go after the Pope, MAGA decided that it was time to go after all Catholics.
Mm, yes.
And all of a sudden, and by the way, I believe today Trump had started taking money away from some Catholic charities or something like that. I
I
have
could
to
see
check.
that. At the
Yeah,
beginning of
so
the month, they had a Protestant only Good Friday service where they didn't allow Catholics to attend for the military. This was in the Pentagon Chapel. So I mean, there are Catholics out there who voted for Donald Trump. They have really stepped in it. They've really kicked themselves in the face. They've played themselves. JD Vance is claiming to be a Catholic. He's not a Catholic. He's a guy who's failed his way up his entire career. He's in no place to dictate to the Pope anything regarding theology, regarding politics. He's not a scholar. Like nobody has ever turned to JD Vance for a solution to a critical issue. That's not the role he's played in his career.
no, I mean his God is Peter Thiel. That's the only other person that's been
He's
his
doing it.
boss.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean, like for those of us that remember, J.D. Vance called Donald Trump. He likened Donald Trump to Hitler in 2016. J.D.
right,
Vance is an opportunist. J.D. Vance is every kid you went to high school with that was willing to sell you out, willing to sell everyone else out just to get ahead. Whether they're money grubbers or grade grubbers or whether you call them opportunists, that's who J.D. Vance is. He's not somebody who actually stands for anything.
right, and then you add all the other ones that are trying to go after Catholics and all of that, including other other Catholics. Like I think is Pete Hegseth, is he Catholic?
I don't know. No, so Pete Hegseth is actually, so what's odd about Pete Hegseth? He's actually a Protestant, right? He's one of the
Okay.
people who he's a Christian nationalist, right? So he's one of these odd evangelical types that, you know, they seem to thump the Bible, but they never actually talk about Jesus. It's always about violence and oppression and so on and so forth. Um, he has Deus Vult tattooed on his arm, which is Latin for God wills it, which was one of the mantras that Crusaders would shout to themselves
Particularly
during
the
the
Templar
Crusade,
Knights, I believe.
particularly Templar Knights, which would imply Catholicism, but he's not a Catholic. He's just a vicious Islamophobe. The guy hates Muslims. And, you know, he's, you know, for an old school punk like you, for an old school like metalhead and you know, just person who keeps it real like you, he's a dude who puts tattoos on his body, and he's not about the tattoos that he puts on his body. He's a poser, man.
No, and the thing about that Deus Vult is that the way I know it, I mean, of course, I know it from history,
Yeah,
but in more contemporary times, it's white supremacists that use that.
absolutely.
That's their
Absolutely.
tactic.
Rooted in Islamophobia, you know, Western, quote unquote, Western supremacy, this fear of Asians, Muslims, anybody who's not, quote, white Christian or, you know, whatever that is, whatever that happens to be this week. Last week, Catholics were Christian. Now it looks like Catholics are under the microscope. That's
Yeah,
just where we're at.
exactly. I mean, I think and we can go on and on and on because we have over the past 12 years, but I think I like to say that people are getting sick of Trump and all of that and the MAGA crowd, but that remains to be seen. What I
Yeah.
honestly think that people are looking for now is just somebody who does work, who just puts in work. And I think that's one of the reasons why we keep having a problem because the people that are being elected, whether you're MAGA, whether you're Republican or um, d- Democrat, you don't want to put in the work. You just want to scare everybody with the other
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah. And I have to comment on that because when you look at someone like Donald Trump doesn't happen in China.
Right.
Donald Trump doesn't happen in Iran. Donald Trump doesn't happen in the Catholic Church, right? These are, for lack of a better word, authoritarian regimes that don't allow goofballs to get ahead, right? The
No.
Catholic Church, whatever form the state of Iran takes, whatever form the state of China takes, these are institutions that are not hundreds but thousands of years old, right? They would not have lasted this long if they allowed buffoons to be their leaders, right? They have institutions that keep that from happening. And while we, you know, elect our pedophile class, our Epstein class, these are institutions that don't allow it. I mean, the Catholic Church has its own issues that they
Yeah,
very much
true.
need to
Let us
address.
not forget that part.
Let's not like with an asterisk for them there. But in terms of like China and Iran, like these are states that, you know, China, for lack of a better word, executed its Epstein class. They don't allow that in China.
And one of the things I should point out too, this is the reason.
Not the
This is
Catholic
the
Church.
reason why you do see a Madami winning, and here in
Yeah.
Jersey, I can't remember her name right off the top of my
Is it
head.
Analia Mejia?
Yes,
Yes.
she's now in
She
that.
took over Mikey Sherrill's old district, but she's actually under fire now because she's taking money from some APAC related sources. So we'll see
Oh,
where
really? Okay,
yeah,
this I
we'll see
didn't
where it
know.
goes with her. Yeah, I mean it
Okay,
just came out this week, so we'll see where that go where you know where she goes with that.
now the thing about it, and I'm glad you pointed that out, is that when you're talking about these socialist groups, socialist elected officials, they are kind of like socialist light. You know, I mean
Yeah.
they're not going to be 100%,
No, I
but
mean they have to operate within bourgeois politics. I mean this is
indeed,
where we're at.
indeed, and the one thing that I will tell everybody in that regard is that just simply means that look at those elections, them going in as a, how should I say, barometer for us as to what it is we want. And because we look at those individuals as something a little different, somebody who basically came from the ground. That's why how we see them, and from grassroots and all of that, and who want to do real work. I mean, that's
Yeah,
what we see Madame doing in New
yeah.
York.
He
We
started
see,
as an assemblyman.
yeah, and he's trying to put some work in here and there, and that's what people want. The politicians that we have been getting as of late only concerned about the parties that they are in.
Yeah,
And
Eric
notice
Adams,
that I'm not making either. I'm not talking
Cuomo.
about one or the other. I'm talking about both of them.
Yeah.
I'm not being biased towards
In New York, the Democrats are corrupt. I mean, they're just as corrupt as the worst of the Republicans. I mean, I would contend that Eric Adams is not behind bars if he wouldn't have gotten a pardon from Donald Trump, if he wouldn't have made a deal with Trump. I mean,
hmm
there's no reason why the mayor of New York City should have Albanian citizenship. I
That
mean,
is
that,
weird. I wish
it's
I put.
weird. It's corrupt. You know, it's not just weird. It's a sign of the corruption. There's no like Eric Adams offers nothing to the Albanian people, right? This is in New Jersey. This is Bob Menendez and his gold bars that he had hidden in his shoebox, whatever the heck he had them hidden in. I mean, it's the same deal. I mean, these people, they're on the take and they're just getting more brazen with it because we have a society that tends to let them get away with it.
I'm just typing something up, and but see, here's what's going to happen. Like I said, this is just going to be one more thing that we are just basically fighting in the
Yeah,
near future. And I think that we're about to see, and I think I said this last week or somewhere I said this, and I said it in particular to troll this particular outfit. We're going to see an American Renaissance, and it's not going to be the American Renaissance that um, via the Jared Taylor and his white
yeah,
supremacist cabal.
yeah,
It's going to be we are the American Renaissance, and that might not mean that there'll be a United States of America. Who knows? Or it might. But I know that one of the things that we want to do is create. I think what we all want is something different than what we have now. And we most
absolutely.
certainly want to make sure that what we have been dealing with, not just for the past um, 10 years, 12 years, but also per the past 250 years,
Yeah,
we want something to make sure that this never happens again. We will
yeah,
never live. We don't want our people to live like this anymore. We're going to put out work, and we're going to and we're going to reap the benefits for it. And that's the plan. That's
yeah,
the mission. So,
absolutely.
I mean, let's take it up to you take a look at what's going on when it comes to the wars that we're having with Iran. And by the way, uh, before we go, I'm gonna pivot a little bit. Those Lego
Oh
memes,
boy, the videos.
I didn't think that they were going to be. Well, I don't want to say good, but I'm gonna try to be careful because just slightly careful. But they hit. They are
They hit
going
close to
viral.
home, man. Like they're not lying in these videos, man. I
I
mean,
mean,
they're talking about they're coming after Peg Hegseth for getting drunk and slapping up women. They're going after Trump for being on the Epstein list. They're talking about how this government has historically oppressed marginalized people. Like none of that's a lie.
no,
None of
it's
that's a
not.
lie.
It's not. And it really does say that this is something that we are. I mean, we have. It shows just how much of a problem that we have in this society, in this country, in this nation. We are the problem.
Yeah,
And I
it's
think
unfortunate.
we gotta they got their teeth the problem has gotten its teeth kicked in Hungary.
Oh yeah, Orban. Thankfully, I mean the
We
new guy's not that great, but
Yep, I
he's
better
kind of
bring it.
trash too.
Yeah, I better say this, and I better say this quickly, because somebody from Poland that follows me on Facebook ate me alive, because
Yeah,
because when Orban lost, I put up a meme that I made up and said Sedeklik Hungary. Sedeklik
yeah,
is Hungarian for love you. I love you. Um but I was happy. I was happy to see
yeah,
that we got rid of Orban and he's out of there. Um but I did not pay attention to the fact that the guy who won,
Magyar. Yeah.
Magyar, um ain't worth a damn either.
No, I mean, and this is the damage done by the far right, right? I mean, like like the people in Hungary, they're damaged for what, a generation or two. How do
Yeah.
you get them? Like it's like you've poisoned these people. I mean, it's like how do they recover? Like, oh, okay, so I'm happy on one hand that they got rid of Orban, but you elected a guy who's still what, anti-immigrant.
Hmm.
It's like, just be better. Like I don't understand why people can't get out of their own way. And I guess I do understand ignorance, the
Well, we're
media.
one of those people that got to get out of our
It's us
own
too.
way.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
United
hell,
States
I
also.
mean, you sit there, we're sitting there hyping up um memes out of Iran, and one of the things that I got to remember is that this is a theo they're theocratic,
Yeah,
and so I got to remember that as well. But my man in on what you call it, from Poland, that was blasting me, was sitting there saying, "Hey, look, we are not looking at this as being a win." I mean, he basically compared what if um Tucker Carlson and Trump went at it, um
yeah,
and Trump lost,
yeah.
and they
It's the
said,
same
"Okay,
thing.
I got
Yeah.
you, man. I'll be careful in the future." That's all. He was
And
pissed.
speaking of Tucker
He was
Carlson,
pissed.
it's shameful that when it comes to the genocide in Palestine and the money that is wasted sent to Israel, that Tucker Carlson is more vocal about the crimes of this war than the Democratic Party leadership.
But we got to be careful as to why. We
Well, I
are
mean, we
talking
know
about,
why.
because when we take a look at Candace Owens and Tucker and a few other folks that are MAGA that are speaking out against this, um, there is that the actual anti-Semitism that everybody was concerned about
Oh yeah,
does come
they're the real
out of
anti-Semites.
them. Yes.
Yeah, they're
So
the real anti-Semites. Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, and
So
they're more vocal about the war than someone like an idiot like Chuck Schumer or like Hakeem Jeffries. Like they just had a vote. What was it, in the House to cut the funding for the war in Iran?
I just
And
heard.
of course, there's always one Democrat that votes for it. There's always just enough Democrats to get it to pass. This is why Donald Trump is president. This is why Democrats lose. They're the only party that consistently snatches defeat from the jaws of victory. I mean, I guess with the exception of the Labor Party in the United Kingdom, I mean, it is astounding watching the Democrats' pathological loserness. Like, I don't
And
even
we're
know how to say
trying,
it.
and I think one of the things that people are trying to do something about it. That's why you saw Mahia win. Why Madami?
Yeah,
That's what I was jumping at. But
thankfully.
I
Yeah.
also point out. And I'm being regular about this. Um, it doesn't have to. Our strengths are not just at the ballot box. I mean, November. We don't have to wait till November. They wouldn't have done anything about what ICE was doing about in Minneapolis,
No, they won.
unless we got into the streets. We got into the streets and told them to get out of them, and they
Yeah.
did. It took took a number of people getting hurt and killed, but that is what we came out and said, you are going to go away. And they kind of sort of got went away, but they definitely decided that it was time to cut it down a bit. We did not have to wait until November
Yeah.
to make something happen. Democrats have say that they have to wait. They can't do anything, but we can. And the thing that I was just getting ready to say, and this is something that I say when I speak to people across the country, that's why Occupy happened. It was there to show everyone the strength that we had within ourselves to correct all the problems that we have. We don't have to wait for some politician to come in and trust them to do something that we know that they're not going to do. We can
Yeah.
do it. And that was what
Absolutely.
and I say this now because when October comes rolling around, that's the 15th anniversary of um of Occupy. And I think we have to have that attitude when we come into that as we keep on pushing on in this year, as things go along and we start celebrating the 250th anniversary of our of the United States or whatever. We have to remind people that even them 250 years ago, and I'm not talking about the bourgeois. Okay, I'll get to this in a minute. I'm not talking about the people who like the Benjamin Franklins and the Washingtons and all of them. Um, I'm not talking about them. The people in that day try went to do something to make they wanted to take control of their destiny. Yes, I am cognizant of what that meant as in the long run and who it is we are dealing with. My father used to talk about something though. The and I'm gonna let you and Christian, I want you to jump in on this because you
Yeah.
may
No
disagree and you may want to push it. I don't know yet.
problem. No
But
problem.
my father will talk about how the revolution did not begin with Washington and all and that class, not the l- um the bourgeois, the rich, the
Yeah.
landowners. It did not start with them. It started with all those people that were tilling the fields, that were working, that were getting sick, busting their ass out there for a king 3,000 miles away that they never seen. You know, they wanted to have their autonomy. That is the people that Thomas Paine actually was speaking for back in the day. If you read what Thomas Paine wanted to do and what he wrote, he was really a socialist. He really was. Maybe even straight up Marxist before Marxist was even born. Um, People might push me on that one, but he had a problem with the so-called founding fathers, and he got the shaft from them because they did not do what he had envisioned and what he was trying to say the people wanted. It's kind of like I always tell people that the founding fathers, so to speak, were the libertarians of their day, and that is not a compliment. They were when you look at what the libertarians tried to do during Occupy, they tried to co-opt something that the people were putting together, that people were trying to build, that came
Yeah.
from nothing to try to build their strength. And here comes the libertarians who saw this this thing that they thought that they can exploit and turned it into what some sort of oligarch for themselves. That's what happened. That's what happened here in this in 250 years ago. That's
Yeah. I mean,
that's
there's
my
always.
thinking. I'll
Yeah.
let
I
you
mean, yeah.
throw it in.
I mean, I don't like know if I fully agree with you, but I don't disagree with you. There's always going to be powerful people who take advantage of the resentment of everyday people and use it for their own ends. I mean, that's populism. That's what Trump did, right? So if you are a regular everyday person in colonial America, you live in a world where you really don't vote. You don't really have enough say in local politics. And then even after the revolution, if you don't own land, if you're not a white Protestant, if you're not a man, you still can't vote. I mean, and there were thousands of Americans who fought in the revolution and then ultimately found themselves just as equally oppressed under the new government
Mm-hmm.
as under the British. And this is what led to, for those of us that know our history, Shays Rebellion,
Right.
right? So Daniel Shays, I mean, he was a veteran of the Revolutionary War. He was literally awarded a sword by George Washington himself. He comes back from the war. He saw that his property had been seized by the banks. He was arrested. They were going to put him in jail. They were going to put him in debtor's prison. So this is a man who they were going to imprison his family after fighting in the revolution. And you have so-called revolutionary leaders who saw him as a threat. I mean, Samuel Adams, the guy who has the beer named after him, who's supposed to be some kind of hero of the American Revolution, he was one of the biggest critics of Daniel Shays, right? He got his, and then he was ready to keep on exploiting others. So let us never forget, and I'll wrap up with this. I always believe that the American Revolution was not actually a revolution.
No, it
In
wasn't.
in a revolution, those people that were in power are no longer in power. And even though the king was gone, the bankers, the plantation owners who were in control pre-revolution were the same people who were in control after the revolution. So if anything, the American Revolution was in reality just an anti-colonial struggle, but technically it was not a revolution.
And when you look at these Murray Rothbard libertarians that we keep talking about, that's exactly what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
That's exactly who they are. And then comes somebody, even if they're socialist light, somebody like Mahir. I'm sorry, now I'm messing up because of my
Mahia.
facial. That's my facial fucking with me.
Yeah.
AOC or Bernie and all of them. Yeah. They are not 100%. No. But the reason why they the people in power see them as some sort of a threat, because they can usher in those that
Yeah.
are a threat.
Yeah,
Us.
they're cracks in the edifice, right? When
And-
Zohran Mamdani is plugging up his 100,000th pothole, right? He's showing that the government works for people. They're talking about opening up grocery stores in each of the 5 boroughs, city-run grocery stores, after-school programs, bringing down the budget from the deficit from 12 billion to $5 billion, getting rid of wasteful spending in terms of like properties that the city owns that they're not using. I mean, Zohran Mamdani is showing that government can actually help people, and that is why they hate him. Now he's talking about taxing people. Was it on every dollar, every like $1 million after that they make?
Mhm.
I can't remember the actual amount, but
they
they're
knew
freaking
that
out
was
over it.
coming. They knew
Yeah,
that
they knew
was
that was
coming.
coming,
Yeah.
and they're like, Mamdani is a threat because he's showing people that government can work for people. He's not perfect; they're never going to be perfect, but he's showing that everyday life can be made better by government instead of the clowns that they've had running New York previously.
And when you talk about all of that and everything, that's one of the reasons why they are taking the opportunity of Trump being an idiot to
Oh,
just
boy.
basically go after everybody that they wanted to go after for the past 60 years. That's
Yeah.
why that's why we're going after. That's why we're in Iran, and
Yeah.
that's also why he's threatening Cuba.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's Trump. Trump is a lame duck president who needs victory. Remember, he whined about ending 8 so-called wars. I don't know what the heck they're talking about that. Then when they didn't give him the Nobel Peace Prize for his made-up victories, he was talking all that trash on Greenland, which was embarrassing. Then he waged war on Venezuela by kidnapping their president. He's waging war on Cuba by blockading them. I mean, frankly, committing a genocide in Cuba, I would call it a genocide. He's intentionally starving an entire group of people, collective punishment, which is a war crime. I mean, just blowing up schools in Iran, giving the green light for Israel to blow up targets in Iran to continue to attack Lebanon. Yeah, I mean, this is where we're at. This is where we're at with Trump. I mean, he's a lame duck president. He needs he's losing in Iran, so this is going to force him to target Cuba. It's almost like like an abusive husband who keeps losing at the job, who needs to take it out on his wife in order to feel strong.
And I
Donald
think
Trump
one,
is getting slapped around by Iran, so he's going to take that on the American people and the Cuban people in order to make himself feel stronger.
yeah, and I think that's why he's also trying to pull every stunt in the world. I mean, I said earlier that we don't have to wait till November to show what we got. I mean, we don't have to wait till we can get in front of a ballot box. But he's still concerned about that ballot box to the
Yes,
point
he
that
is
he's
because he
pulling
knows he's
all.
going to lose the midterms.
He is
He
going
knows
to
he's going to
lose,
lose the midterms.
but I mean, it also demands remains how much does he lose, because it'd be nice to see the Democrats win the Senate and just wipe and just get him out of there. I don't think they'll impeach him. I think he's going to resign before he gets to that point.
Do you think so?
Yeah, because he doesn't want that to happen again. And not only that, if he um is if he's able to resign, I mean, because he could say something about that he's not well or some nonsense like that, and I mean, he
You
has
see
some
him
sort of
still
control.
bring
He
it
still
bring it
has
up?
control of the situation. That's why I
Okay.
think he would do it.
Okay.
You,
All right. I mean,
yeah,
I don't see like what happened last time with January 6th. I don't see him going away
that was
quiet.
different because he was not. He already lost. He was already getting kicked out. He already got kicked out of the White House there. Here, before they even before the next Congress comes in, he can get out and probably pardon a whole bunch of a bunch of his cabinet before they get in trouble.
Oh,
So
God.
that's what I mean by the fact that he will still be able to have some sort of control if he just um did the pardons and then just resign. JD can pardon him, and all of that will happen if he kept it, stayed in until they come out and try to impeach him. He loses control. He loses completely control, and that means everybody else under him ends up getting all the smoke that they didn't think they were going to get because they was expecting a pardon. Christy Nome knows that she's going to get pardoned. Hegseth knows he's going to get pardoned. You know, Holman knows he's going to get pardoned. So they're breaking all the laws that they can come up with, um, because they know they're not going to get in any trouble.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, that's the
but
sad reality. Even if the Democrats were to win and there's a smooth transition of power, I don't see them ever holding these Republicans accountable at all.
no, no,
They
and that's
like
one of the reasons why we got to get
Gavin
rid of them too.
Newsom, Pete Buttigieg, these spineless individuals, Kamala Harris. I don't see any of these clowns holding Republicans accountable.
No,
Like,
and
and
that's one of the
that's the
reasons
thing
why I
that they
say
have.
we got to just make sure. Not only do we have to control our we have to start recognizing the strength within ourselves. We also got to use that strength to start building new into institutions. And before we go any further, I definitely want to mention. Well, we are going to go into this right now, but in a few minutes. But we do have One People's Project. It has I'm sorry, their springtime uh fundraiser going on, and you can go to One People's Project, the One People's Project, to and see more information about that. You actually can go to idavox.com. You'll see it right at the top of our page, of our front page. And the important thing to remember about that is that the I should say 10%. I forgot how much. I think it was 10%, something like that. It's going to be what should I say? It's going to Prairie Land. We're going to have a make sure that 10% of all the proceeds from our spring fundraiser is going to Prairie Land to all those that were convicted and are in jail right now, or in prison right now, up on some BS
Yeah.
charges because Trump wanted to lock up, you know, uh, Antifa, whatever. I mean, you heard what people had to say about that. You saw a couple of weeks ago we had somebody on that was a supporter of the eight people that were convicted, and we said we were going to back them, and we are going to back them. So I'll just make sure that in addition to supporting us, you'll be supporting them as well. And one of the things, and reason why I brought it up in regards to institutions, is because we're in the process right now. We realize that we really need something that is going to be here long after all of us are gone. Um, and I, I think one of the things that we want to do is build a center, a place where we can have our events, a place where we can have a library, an all-purpose. The way I look at it is that I like to have an all-purpose room, lab, a place where we can have a kitchen where we can just, um, a pantry, a some place where food, not bombs, can come and cook for people and everything. Um, you know, a place that is going to be for us to come together, a bookstore, and plus One People's Project. Our office will be there too. So we want to try to start putting this together sometime over the next couple of years, but we're going to need your help. We're going to need your help. And like I said, go to onepeoplesproject.com and you'll see the prompt for our fundraiser, and donate and just help us out. And it is tax deductible, which, by the way, the Trump crowd really, 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 really hates. They actually said so. They have written articles complaining about us being tax deductible. They really are pissed off about that.
Yeah.
So let's piss them off even more.
Give to Ida
And
Box. Give to the One People's Project.
yeah, it's One People's Projects. That's but you'll see the information about um not only our fundraiser, but also where we're going to be in the next couple of months. A couple of months, right? And like we're going to be at the upstate um upstate Buck Fair in Binghamton, New York, on, I believe it is, I want to, if you bear with me, folks, because I want to make sure I got this right. Um, I believe it's on the 3rd. Bear with me, right? I just want to make sure I got the dates on this right.
Yeah, no problem. Just remember, folks, don't forget to donate. It is tax deductible. We are the anti-fascist voice out there. We're the ones trying to bring you the news that you don't hear every day. And one of the things I want to talk about is in doing research for this program, particularly tonight, I was taken aback by how many websites are actually behind a paywall, whether it's CNN, whether it's the New York Times, and any major news source now seems to be behind some kind of paywall. They're charging you. We will never charge you for information, but we do require donations. We got to keep the lights on, and we do have goals here. So if you can please give something, please do. And then, like Daryle said, before our next fundraiser, we're going to give 10% of our proceeds to the Prairie Land Defendants.
And I should also say right quick, the Upstate Anarchist Buck Fair is on May 2nd to um the 3rd. May 2nd to May the 3rd. That weekend, we're gonna have a ball. We're gonna have a ball. You'll be able to see us, and we've been there before. We was there 2 years ago, and we had a great time. Last year, unfortunately, I believe I had gotten sick or something like that, which was also another situation that I'm dealing with these days. And that was also the reason why I couldn't do another event that we're going to be participating in, and that is Pennsylvania 2026. Now we wasn't able to do this last year. We had a booth there on 20 in 2024, and we had a tent and everything. This is the festival where we're just gonna have a ball.
Yeah, I mean
Again,
June
once
19th.
again,
Body count's going to be there, right? I believe.
yes, body count will be there. Yes, and I mean, we'll be running. We're actually going to play a band, another band that's going to be coming on. That's going to be there as well. But there's a lot of good, lot of good bands that are going to be performing. If you go to the One People's Project website, you can see. If you go down to our calendar, you'll see a lineup for the three
They're
days.
probably the biggest band.
That is the biggest band that I think
I mean,
I've seen.
the only other band I think I've heard there is like the Hub City Stompers.
They're playing. Yes, they're playing. Yep. There's a couple. There's a
I'm
couple
like
of
not a
bands
punk
that we
guy.
know. There's a couple of bands that if you're in the punk scene, you know some of them. I believe they said the Virus is playing. The Virus is playing.
The Virus
Um,
is playing. Yep.
yeah,
1876. Hint, 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 hint.
we're gonna get to them. That's the band that we're gonna have on. For those who don't know, you're gonna love them. And they're an indigenous. Say the word. Good grief. Indigenous. Yeah. Hi. Okay. Aphasia, get behind me. They are a native band.
Yeah.
I have to say it like that, unfortunately. I apologize, but they're a native band. They talk about their heritage and the war that they still fight. And I first heard of them because because a couple of weeks ago, if you remember, people were talking about there aren't any political bands out there anymore. And somebody on Facebook mentioned them, and I looked them up, and I was like, oh. So I wanted to so I wanted to basically show everybody who they were and get everybody hyped to them. And they're going to be playing. They're going to be playing in on at Pennsylvania, which by the way is June 19th, Juneteenth, to the 21st. Uh, there's some other festivals that are going around that time. You want to go to this one because we're going to be there, and
Yeah.
we want to go to more festivals in the future and more book fairs and everything. And so we'll keep you posted as to when we are going to be going around. And we got people all over the country that are also going to go represent One People's Project and Idavox. So you're not necessarily just going to see me or anything like that. I mean, you see other folks that are out. Beth, you might see Beth doing stuff.
Shout out to Beth
So,
and her play, by the way. I hope
oh
she's
yeah,
doing well out there. Break a leg, Beth. We're all pulling for you. We're sure you're
she's
killing it.
listening.
Is it Little Women? She's doing Little Women. Good for her. I hope she's killing it out there.
And she won't be here next week. It's going to be me and Christian next week, and we already have the guest. We're sitting there talking about music, not for profit from Reconstruction, ex Vandals, and the Brazos Army. If you remember that music uh, episode that we played a lot of their music. And we're going to have him on the show because he has an event as well that I'm going to put on that I'm going to blow up right now as soon as I find that again. Where did it go? Where did it go? Hold on. Yeah, they have. He has an event where they're going to be screening the movie Machitero. And there's also going to be a poetry reading and a panel discussion with not for profit, and that's going to be on April 26th. Hopefully, I can make it. I like to be there. Unfortunately, because of what I'm down here for, it might get in the way. Um, and but if I can't make it, I at least want y'all to go out. But we're gonna have him on the show next week, and and he's gonna have a lot. You're gonna love hearing from him. I've known him for, man, wow, maybe 30, 40 years now.
Oh
Um,
wow.
yeah. Well, Reconstruction goes back.
Yeah.
Reconstruction goes back. I mean, one of my favorite songs of theirs is the song about Mamiya.
Yeah.
I actually did.
I bought that album maybe 20 years ago, and
Yeah, it's
I
about that
had to
time. Yeah.
scrounge to find that album because I think I ended up having to buy it directly from them off their website because I couldn't. I went to like Jack's Music here in Red Bank. There was a number of spots I went to. Nobody had that freaking record. I had to buy it from them, and they've got the album is called Liberation Day, and they've got the song, a couple good songs, Mad Like Farrakhan, Dreamin' Puerto Rican. I mean, it's just a really good freaking punk album, and I'm not a big punk guy, and that is an awesome album. Awesome album.
Man. I I believe it or not, I have not heard the album. But there's
Oh, I'll get
because
you
I
a copy.
actually have the single. I actually have the single, and I did. If you go on YouTube, you can find the song Mamiya Abu Ab- Abu Jamal. I did the lyric video for that
Okay.
song, and you can find it. You can find it on YouTube somewhere, and I'll make sure that there's a link to it on the repeat of this video. But yes, non for profit is going to be with us tomorrow, next Friday, and I hope y'all will be here with us. And but right now we're going to say peace out for the evening, and
Take care, everyone.
we hope that you enjoyed the show. We had a nice little conversation. We
Oh yeah.
want y'all to get involved in the conversation as well. I'm looking at everybody on, but well, there's only but a few people online, um, watching us and talking. Twinkle Von Winkle, what's up?
Shout out to everybody watching. We really appreciate it. Um, you're the ones who keep us going.
Indeed, indeed, and we need you to keep us going because I'm actually having a ball doing this. So,
It's always a lot of
so
fun just hanging out, Daryl. It's always a lot of fun.
uh, thanks, man. Same. Peace, peace with
Peace,
you,
peace.
and we'll be back here next week. And in the meantime, this is 1876. Peace, y'all.
Can't keep us down, 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 you can't keep us.
All right, thank you. All right, have a good evening, Daryle. Thanks again. That was, yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun next week. Can't wait, man. All right, be in touch, brother. Take care. Bye bye.